This week on The Traitors.
We have a draw. Danielle and Ivar, we have 3 votes each. We cannot and will not leave this room until someone is banished.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to We're going to be talking about the new episode of The Traitors, Season 3, Episode 10. Let's get right into this. Okay, so we begin this episode where we left off last time. There is going to be a recruitment done by Danielle, and she has decided that for that person to be Britney. So she gave her the invitation, and Britney went down to what looked like a little prison underneath the castle, and Britney goes there. Danielle then reveals her identity. And honestly, Britney just chuckled when she saw Danielle. I don't think she was actually surprised. But yeah, Danielle pretty much says, join me or die. And Danielle's actually pretty nice about it. She says, we have history, and I would love to finish the game with you. And Britney says, of course, I accept. So then Britney gets her hood, and they go up to the turret. And they have to decide on who to kill tonight. Danielle's very happy to have Britney be there as her partner in crime. So again, who to kill? They really like Dolores, and they know that Dolores is on their side, so they say absolutely not her. Not Dylan. Danielle likes Dylan. And then Britney suggests Ivar, because if they were to kill Ivar, there really wouldn't be any suspicion, like any clear motive. But then Britney says, listen, because I'm on your side now, I have to say that Tom and Gabby are onto you. So they eventually come with a decision. It is then time for breakfast the next morning. Danielle and Dylan are the first ones there. Because there is such a little bit of people now, they have to be very suspicious of everybody. Britney and Dolores are next. Dolores thinks that Tom is a traitor. Really? Oh my gosh. Gabby is next, meaning it's gonna be between Ivar and Tom. So the last one to arrive to breakfast is Ivar, meaning Tom Sandoval was murdered. Honestly, that was upsetting to me. I was rooting for him. I thought he was funny. He was doing good, and it was just very funny seeing how dumb he naturally is. He was just very entertaining. So Alan comes in and he says that one of them will be getting a special power today. They will find out more about this at the mission, and then he says, I just got deja vu. So they have some time to talk before the mission. Danielle is going around talking to everyone. She talks to Gabby, she talks to Dolores. But, so what is the plan? With killing Tom, Danielle plans on getting rid of Gabby via banishment. Now, I love Dolo. I love her on the Housewives of New Jersey, but she is so gullible. I mean, she's just eating up everything Danielle's giving her. Ivar and Dylan talk. Ivar thinks Danielle is a traitor, but Dylan has never trusted Gabby to begin with, so he's telling this to Ivar. He might vote in that way. Poor Gabby talks to Britney, and she, spills all the tea. She says, I know Danielle's a traitor, and I think Dolores might be one as well. So this solidifies Britney knowing that she has the bullseye on Danielle. Britney is also going around convincing others that Gabby is a traitor and that they need to vote her out. So it was also funny because Danielle then goes to sit next to Gabby in a room. It was just the two of them, and it was so awkward, but they were just sitting there. Okay, so then it is time for the mission. So they arrive to the forest. They could potentially get $30,000. So that special award that Alan mentioned earlier at breakfast was that somebody is going to become a seer, meaning that they will have the opportunity to ask anyone they choose what their real identity is, a traitor or a faithful. So they get going to the first part of the mission, and there is a bunch of creepy clowns from one of the previous challenges this season there at the forest. All of the clowns have balloons. Now, only a certain amount of those clowns have actual money. The clowns who have that money show it and they reveal that they have the money to everybody, but then what they do is that they start to move around, dance, go in circles, just shift their placement. So obviously it's on to the players to keep track of who were the ones that had the money. So then they each take turns popping the balloon of that specific clown, and they all went and they actually all popped the correct balloons except for Dylan. He's the only one that didn't pop the correct one. His wasn't full of money. So all the other players besides him have won $500. Now they have an opportunity to pop a second balloon. Now here's the thing. If they pop a correct balloon, great, they get even more money. But if they were to pop a incorrect one, even though they already won money the first time, they're gonna lose it. So Dolores and Britney go a second time and they are able to get the correct ones. So now they have $1,000 each. Gabby decides to go again, but she got the wrong one, so her $500 are now back to zero. So it is now the second part of the mission. So all of the players sit down on rocking chairs with little dolls. What this level entails of is that they're each going to pull the string of their given doll. And when they pull the string, the doll is going to give them an amount of money that they have won. Now, they have two options: stop or keep pulling that string, because if they keep pulling that string, they might get more money, but they also run the risk of getting no money at all. So they got to be really careful. Dolores goes, she pulls once, and the doll says that she'll get 1,200. She pulls a second time for 1,400, and she decides to stick with it. Same thing with Britney. First pull 1,200, second pull 1,400. She's gonna stick with the 1,400. Gabby goes and she is same 1,200, 1,400, a third time 1,600, and she decides to go a fourth time, but it was no money at all. So she's down to zero yet again. Ivar goes once, he goes twice, and the third time he goes to zero. Now Danielle, hers was interesting because she goes first time, second time, third time, fourth time, fifth time she pulls the string of the doll for $2,000. And then here goes Dylan. He goes a first time, a second time, a third time, a fourth time. He's got 1,800. He goes a fifth one, and that's where he goes to zero. Oh, so dumb. He should have kept the 1,800 because now he has zero. So then it is the final part of the challenge. There are 6 cages, one for each player, and what they're going to each have to do is go into the forest and find little bags hanging from trees that contain coins. So try and get as many coins as you can and then go deposit them to your cage. Now, unfortunately for them, the bags apparently were also filled with what they say was the most disgusting smell ever. Gabby even said no amount of cleaning will ever get rid of whatever that was. But you guys, Danielle is fighting for her life. Like, she doesn't care what disgusting things are in the bag. Like, she wants to make sure that she becomes the seer because no one can know her identity. So after all of that, who became the seer? They don't know. Alan is going to hold it until later that night. So they return to the castle. They're eating dinner. Gabby talks to Dylan. And Gabby tells him, listen, I still think it's Danielle, because she finally brings up what happened ages ago when she was walking across the hall and she saw Danielle and Carolyn coming out of the bookcase secret room laughing. So she brings that up. She brings up that Jeremy, said he thought it was Danielle. The next day he's dead. And she also brought the third reason, which is that when Danielle and Carolyn were going at it last week, it really felt like it was traitor on traitor. It felt very personal. Dylan, though, he can't hold this information in, so he goes and tells Danielle, listen, it might be you tonight. And the actress comes out of Danielle. She's like, I'm so hurt by that, Dylan. I really am, that you would think that. So then Danielle tells Britney what Dylan just told her. So Britney is panicking. She goes to Dolores. She goes to Ivar. She can't find Ivar, but she is, I think that her being so frantic, that in and of itself is making her look suspicious. But Ivar's conversation with Britney when she eventually finds him is that it's kind of making Britney realize that people might vote for Danielle. And this is when I knew what was about to go down. So it is then time for the round table. And this is the last time that the person who's banished will reveal their identity. Well, of course, next week's the finale. So Britney begins by going for Gabby. And she says that Gabby was very close with her small clique of girls. And maybe that was because she was trying to have them be loyal and have enough people to not vote for her. Gabby says that's not the case, and then she presents her case against Danielle. And she says how Carolyn and Danielle going at it last week really gave her deja vu of Boston Rob and Bob the drag queen. Danielle says, listen, she came for me, I defended myself, that's all it was. But Dylan agrees with Gabby, and so does Ivar. Ivar says, yeah, it seemed like it was traitor on traitor last night. Danielle again says, the murders, it wouldn't make sense. Why would I kill them? But let me tell y'all, Gabby was activated. She was putting nails in Danielle's coffin, and anytime Danielle would come and try to defend herself, Gabby would invalidate her point in a heartbeat. Gabby was on it. Dolores then, oh Lord, here she goes. She thinks that it's Ivar because he's a royal and Bob the drag queen wrote his name down. Of course, Dolores has to yet again keep on wasting votes like she has all season. Okay, so it is then time to vote. Ivar votes for Danielle. Dolores again votes for Ivar because she also brings up that Dorinda got in a fight with him and she died the next day. Danielle votes for Ivar. Whoa. That was interesting. I thought she was going to vote for Gabby. Gabby votes for Danielle. Britney also votes for Ivar. And then Dylan is the final vote. And his is for Danielle. But oh my gosh, you guys. It's a tie. It's a draw. 3-on-3. So now what's going to happen is that Ivar and Danielle need to plead their case again. And there will be one more round of voting, this time excluding both Danielle and Ivar. So Ivar says, I'm not lying. I, don't want you all to go to the finale with 1 or 2 traitors. It's not me. And Danielle, she really just begged Dylan. She says, Dylan, please believe me. I need you to believe in me, Dylan. So then it is time to vote. Now, apparently, Britney says that she saw Dolores indicate that she was going to vote for Danielle based on the way her eyes move towards Danielle. I don't know if that's true. But Dylan goes. He kept his same vote and voted for Danielle. Dolores kept her same vote for Ivar. And when she reveals that, Britney's jaw drops. Gabby votes for Danielle. And finally, Britney votes for cliffhanger. I'm not surprised it was a cliffhanger. We had that last season with when Phaedra was about to get banished. They also didn't show us who MJ voted for. Now, here's the thing, though. Obviously, Britney could vote for Danielle, which I wouldn't be surprised. But she could also vote for Ivar. That means there would be yet again another tie. So, what would happen then? But yeah, you guys, I can't wait. Listen, I think she probably will vote for Danielle. But y'all let me know what you think is going to happen. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and let me know what you thought about this episode. Until the next one, I'll catch y'all next time because next week is the finale. So I can't wait for that. Alright, you guys. Bye.